Hi, my name is Oscar, and I'm excited to help you on your 3D printing journey. In this third video of our FDM beginner series, we're going to cover one of the most important parts of 3D printing, where your models come from and how to get them ready for print. We'll talk about where to find models, what file formats you need, how to make your own models, and finally, how to prepare everything correctly in your slicer. To print anything, you really only need three things: a 3D model, either downloaded or created by you, a slicer, the software that prepares the model for 3D printing and generates code to send to the printer, a way to send the file to your printer, USB stick or Wi-Fi, depending on your machine, that's it. There are many great websites offering both free and paid models. Some popular ones include sites like Cult is a great site. It's easy to find stuff, has very curated 3D models for you to find. Let's take a quick browse of the front page. Right now it's on Easter. We've got even St. Patty's Day stuff. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. Those are great bottles. Little sushi clickers. Really cool stuff. Let's say you want to find a dinosaur for your daughter. My daughter loves dinosaurs. Let's say you're on a budget, so we're going to put it on free. This is a great one, so I think I'll get this one. This is a great dinosaur for my daughter. She loves dinosaurs and she loves stationery. So she's going to love this. Once you see what you like, you click download here and you'll get your model ready to print. Another site we can look at is Printables. This is by Prusa. And they have a lot of great detail-oriented models. Very practical prints too. Like you can have accessories for your Prusa printers. You can have a little kind of a filament robot. I guess it's a self-balancing one. You can explore models here. It's cool. Wheel loader, Iron Man. A little when I mean practical like things like this. Also like cable clips. Also, a lot of the models here seem to be a lot more aesthetically pleasing, as far as more in a more mature category, I would say. When you like this model, it will be great. You just again, just like the previous site, you hit download and you get all the files you need to print. Last but not least, it's Bambu Studios Make a World. If you go down, they have a lot of great prints here. They usually have like a challenges to inspire or motivate people to make new models for them. They also have different practical prints you want to try. Cool little book nooks. Let's say I wanted to download this this teddy bear for my girlfriend on Valentine's Day. This is what I do. I click here, knitted Valentine's Day teddy bear for my girlfriend. What I really like about Maker World is they really like to incentivize the designer to make it as easy as possible for different users to print their file. And then other users will submit their settings too. One of my favorite things I like about Maker World is that you can click on this button here on one of the profiles and it will open up in your Bambu slicer and print straight from the website. Now, if you don't have a Bambu slicer and you're using another slicer, such as Orca or Prusa, you can go here and download the 3MF that has all the information you need to print in multicolor. Now, if you have a very simple slicer, you can go here and this just downloads all the files and you can color them yourself. And you simply download any of these options and you're good to go. 3D file formats you'll see. Most slicers accept these common formats. STL is the most common. OBJ, sometimes used for models with color or textures. Step, more common for engineering or parametric models. If your slicer accepts it, you're good to go. If you want to create your own models, there are great tools for every skill level. For a beginner-friendly option, the simplest is Tinkercad. It's easy, free. It's a web-based option, meaning no need to install an app to your computer. It's intuitive and great for getting started. For more advanced design of engineering and functional parts, Tools like Fusion 360 are excellent for parametric and functional design. Don't get scared. Parametric simply means that there's a history tree that allows you to go back any step and alter it, having the model update on the fly. These are ideal for parts that need exact dimensions. For organic model and figurines, if you're more interested in figures or organic shapes, tools like Mesh Mixer or Blender are better suited. Once you've downloaded and created your model, just import it into your slicer. The slicer is the software needed to prepare the file for printing. There are many slicers available. Some are open source, some come with your printer, and some are paid. Bambu Studio for Bambu printers is simple and easy. Orca Slicer is free and open source. Crusoe Slicer, Cura, Simplify 3D are all other options. For this video, we'll be using Bambu Studio, which is very similar to Orca Slicer. The layout may vary slightly between slicers, but the concepts are all the same. Okay, let's import into the slicer. There's a couple of ways we can do this, and that is one, we click up here at the little model icon right here. Click on it and look for your model. We're gonna import this red puffle from the Club Penguin game. And there you go. That's one way. Now let's delete that so you can show the other way. So let's go over here. So you can open up here on a new folder. You can take the red puffle and just drag and drop it. Let's check first a couple of things. This is the right printer. So we're going to be using the Bambu X1 carbon. You also want to make sure that your plate is correct. There's different types of plates on here, but right now we're going to be using the smooth high temp. Okay, first you want to make sure that your filament's correct. Right now we have it on black, but this is a red puffle, right? So we want to make sure it's red. Right now we have number 2 slot on the AMS is red. So what you do is you can press 2 and assign the red color to that. I'm going to make sure that this is PLA. Make sure your filaments are correct for your print. And right now we have the red PLA selected. Let's go through the menu. What you're seeing here is the standard version of Bambu Studio. Here the quality is how detailed you want it to be. Right now we have it at 0.2 layer height. That's the layer height of how it builds. And we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to keep all that default. This is the strength. So let's say you want this to be a tough part. You would add the wall loops is what gives it a lot of strength. You can add 3 wall loops and give it a little more strength around the perimeter. Here is sparse infill density. This is basically your infill. So we're going to leave it like that on the default. And let's press slice for a second so we can see how that looks. So here we can see a number of things. This is the 3 wall loops and 15% infill. Now, if we were to change the infill to, let's say, 50%, slice it again, you'll see how dense it gets. That means it gives it more filling. But we're going to go back to 15, and we're going to do this back to 2, and try that again. And this is about right. See, we got 2 wall layers and 15% infill. I think that's fine. Let's bring this back up. Now, the other thing I want to mention is notice that there is a lot of things floating in the air. You want to go ahead and add supports, and that is where this comes in. Here's a quick explanation as to why you would need supports to deal with overhangs. Here we have an example of an object we would like to 3D print. It has a chamfered or acceptable angle, bridging, and an overhang. How a 3D printer prints is the first layer goes down and the other layer builds on top of it, and so on. Bridging works, but an overhang fails. The angled overhang prints well on top of the previous layer. Solution is to add supports and remove them after it's done. Supports break away after the model is printed. So let's go ahead and add the supports. We'll click here. And I like to use automatic tree supports at the angle of 30%. I wouldn't mess with any of this. And let's go ahead and slice it. Now you see, there's extra stuff to this print. See? Now we have like trees basically going up to support all the things that are going way too far over the edge. And that's it. And got the other tab where you can do skirt loops if you have, but right now we're all sticking to this default, and we'll go into it in a future episode. We're going to press print. If you're sending the file via Wi-Fi, just hit print. If you're using a USB stick, save the file as G-code. G-code is the instruction file that tells the printer exactly what to do. Don't edit it. Just copy it to the main level of USB drive. Insert it into the printer and select the file and hit print. What's next? In the next episode, we'll cover troubleshooting common print problems, general printer maintenance. Thanks for watching. If this helped, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video. And keep the questions coming. We're building the series around what you want to learn. Take care. Have a good one.